Hi guys, Alicia So Awesome. I want to talk about self-love. I had a girlfriend of mine stop me the other day at work and basically tell me like she likes all my motivational videos, especially the ones about self-love. And it kind of hurt when she said that because she's so beautiful to me physically, right? And mentally. Like when we sit down and we have like very long, intimate conversations about life and stuff like that, she always seems to spiritually be on the right path. So for her to tell me or kind of insinuate to me that self-love is an issue with her kind of hurt because she's beautiful and she's very, 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 very well-rounded. So I want to tell you guys, I don't know how you were raised. I was raised a little different, right? Like, I always grew up in like the outskirts. Let me say this I've never gone to an all black school in my life, like never. I went to Catholic school most of my life, and if I didn't go to Catholic school, like the last 2 years of my high school, I went to a school that was out north. If you guys are from Pennsylvania, I went to high school in Media, PA, right? Pencrest High School. My last 2 years, my first 2 years, I was at 𝘀𝗲𝗳𝗃 High School. Nevertheless, I never been in an all-black school until I got to college, because my second year of college I did at Howard University, and it was just different, right? The love for the black culture was just different. I was like, oh, I never experienced this because I'd never been in a situation like that. It was in a very addictive feeling. But for the beginning years of my life, right, I never experienced anything like that. So the self-love was, for me, was something that was taught, because I didn't grow up in an environment where being black was what it is. I didn't grow up in an environment where being black was cool. I didn't grow up in an environment where my curly hair was cool. I grew up in an environment where things were different. The people that I was surrounded by and the things that they would get praised for, physical attributes, were attributes I did not have, right? I was always very good at sports, so I was always like amongst the popular crew, right? I was always very good at sports. I was always kind of like stylish, so I always had like an abundance of friends. But I can just remember like my physical features were never complimented when I was growing up, outside of my mother, because she was very, very, very a positive, uplifting person all the time. So I want to start out by saying, with self-love, sometimes I feel like you have to kind of facilitate that on your own, right? Even though it's called self-love, you can kind of be around people who kind of help you with that, because they consistently remind you how beautiful you are for being you. When you're not in situations like that, you have to facilitate that on your own, right? You have to initiate those compliments on your own. And I want you to know that self-love takes time, right? Because you have been confused and misled and not rewarded for your attributes for so long that when you finally realize it and want to get ahead of it and want to change it, it's been a long time. So self-love takes a long time, first of all. The second thing I want to say is, you're going to, as you're analyzing yourself and learning who you are, you're going to find out you have some traits about you need to work on, right? My trait is that I am extremely sweet, right? You will meet people who've known me all my life and say she's very sweet. You will meet people who know me all my life and say she's mean as hell. Because there is no in between for me. Once my feelings are hurt, I'm going to flip, right? The sweet is gone. I don't want to talk. I don't want to listen. I'm honestly going to write you off like you never existed. And that's my way of protecting myself from getting hurt. These are traits as I'm getting older that I don't necessarily disagree with, but I want to work on them, right? Instead of being mad about something, I need to learn how to speak it out and talk about it. And if I don't have an ongoing relationship with you, and if I don't have a mutual respect for you for whatever reason, I'm not going to talk. Understand that. If you made me upset, I'm not going to talk. But that is my trait, and that is something that I'm working on every day. For me, I'd much rather shut you out and keep it moving, right? I'm learning that when you're getting grown and when you're moving forward in life, it'd probably be okay to communicate. It'd probably be okay to talk about some of those things, right? Yeah, so that's my trait. So I'm learning as I'm getting older to work on the things about myself that I don't necessarily appreciate, right? Because you're not going to like every little thing about yourself, but you can work on those things, right? Yeah, so remember that. Remember when you are analyzing yourself and figuring out who you are, right? And taking the time to figure out who you are. And when you're realizing there's traits and attributes and things about you that are not the best, don't be down and out about them. You can work on those, right? Ain't nobody perfect, right? You can work on those. And I think that's a major key when it comes to building yourself up and being better and feeling better about yourself, is to know that the things that I'm not necessarily proud of, I can work on those, especially when you are encompassed and surrounded by and continuously have a relationship with the Lord, period. When you have a relationship with God, that is your continuous reassurance that you are moving in the right direction, and He can help you continuously work on yourself and be a better you. That's like the new crave, the new rave on Instagram. All these posts are about be a better you, be a better you. It's a day by day process. And I want you to, as a woman, right, to appreciate you for who you are. Look in the mirror and be very comfortable with that, because that's who you are. Also know that it is extremely attractive. People are extremely attractive to people who are very content with who they are, right? That is so attractive. Like, I had a homegirl like 10 years ago with a whole bunch of flaws for what she felt like. She felt like she had a whole bunch of flaws. But when we used to spend time together, I used to be like lightweight, infatuated with her confidence about who she was. Like, even though she felt like she was in a hole and she had to dig herself out of a bunch of mess all the time, she was very confident with the fact of who she was as a person. She was okay with her flaws. I have learned that in getting older, you have to be okay with your flaws too, because you're going to have them. And every day, push forward and push past them. Every day. And I'm going to tell you that if you can conquer that, that puts you 10 steps ahead of most people, because most people don't want to deal with their insecurities and things about themselves that are not the best. People don't want to deal with that. People prefer to act like they're not there, or this is how I am, take me how I am, all that jazz. To be able to know that you have imperfections, right, that you need to work on and to deal with them is a major move. Major. And I probably, was over 40 before I realized, like, man, like, I probably need to work on that. Like, I'm extremely stubborn. I probably should work on that, because in some situations it's okay to be submissive and to be understanding and to be able to talk things out and to be willing, right? Took a long time for me. So in my parenting, I try to tell my seed that all the time. Implement that when I'm communicating with my seed, always reminding him, like, you know what I'm saying? It's not okay to feel this way all the time. You got a bad attitude. Let's talk about this bad attitude. Let's work past it. You know what I'm saying? So definitely, you guys, self-love is a work in progress. You'll get there. Just continuously and constantly work on it. This is Alicia So Awesome. I appreciate you guys for continuously liking, sharing, and reposting my videos. Please leave a comment below, and please subscribe to my YouTube. I'll see you guys later.